Welcome to Brenden Jaimes in 6 plays. And if you're not familiar with what I do in this video, is I'm going to literally take 6 plays to kind of do a quick illustration of what type of player Nebraska left tackle Brenden Jaimes is as he transitions from college and into the NFL. So let's go ahead and let's look at and let's break down his tape. All right, for those of you who don't know Brenden Jaimes, he is the left tackle for Nebraska, lined up right here. He actually has been their starter for the past 3 years, and prior to that, his true freshman year, he actually started at the right tackle position. And he is a guy that some are considering, hey, he might have to move into guard. And so what I want to take a look at in this first clip is just his ability to get depth. And as we see against Penn State, they've got 2 talented pass rushers in Shaka Toney and Jason Owe. And in this play, he's going to be facing off against Shaka Toney. And he's able to quickly get back in his drop and be in a position to attack that defensive end. And one of the things that I've noticed with Jaimes is he does a great job of firing off the ball and getting into a position to make a play. He's not this tremendous athlete, but as we see here, he's able to get back quick and be in a position to adjust and attack that defensive end. So as we see, he's getting depth because he's got an athletic pass rusher, and he's able to just catch him and kind of push him to the side. Now, later on in the game, he's faced off against Jason Owe, and Jason Owe is a tremendous athlete at the defensive end position. 4'4", 4'5", 40. He's fast. He's explosive. And on this play, I showed you previously how he gets that depth. Well, another way to cut off these pass rushers is to take that 45-degree angle on his drop, and that's what he's going to do here. At the snap, he's able to get at an angle out and cut off this pass rusher. Now, Owe didn't come flying with his hair on fire, ears pinned back, but Jaimes here is showing that ability to get outside and cut off this pass rusher and prevent him from getting around the edge. In clip 3, play 3, we see that again. Once again, Owe's lined up kind of in this kind of the 9 technique. It's not a wide 9. He's not way out there, but he's a good distance out here. And Jaimes is able to, once again, go on that 45-degree angle and be in a position to stop him on that quick throw from getting in and getting into that passing lane. Now, against Iowa, they don't have the athletic speed-type guys that a Penn State has. And so against the Hawkeyes, you saw Jaimes go more of his short set, where he doesn't have to get a drop. He can just kind of get into his position and attack that defensive end. So as we see him lined up right here at the snap, doesn't get much of a drop, just kind of sets his feet and then is able to attack and slide out with the defensive end. Now, another thing that I want to point out is Jaimes is someone that's being considered moving inside to guard. At the Senior Bowl, he worked in some at right tackle or right guard. And I think left guard, I think, might be his best position. And when you're inside at guard, you're not getting these big drops. And that's why I think his experience and I think he's a better at when he short sets. When he does his drops, he's not as aggressive. He tends to catch defenders. Where here with this short set, he's able to look and go and attack. And I think he's a lot more effective, and it plays into his game a lot better. Now, another thing about Jaimes, if he's going to move inside to guard, he's going to have to deal with a lot more movement, guys slanting, guys, looping around. And so you didn't see that a lot at tackle. But in this play against Penn State, he's going to have to pick up some blitzers. And so at the snap of this ball, his defender's moving inside. He's going to slant here, and this linebacker is going to come off that edge. And what I like about Jaimes is he's got a good awareness of what's going on around him, whether it's film study or just how he sees the game. He sees this guy slanting, and then he's able to quickly pick up this blocker and attack at him to prevent him from getting that free run at the quarterback. And at the guard position, you're going to have to do a lot more of these with linebackers blitzing up the middle and guys slanting and looping, and he shows that ability to do that. Now, so far, all the clips that I've shown is Brenden Jaimes in pass protection. And let's be real, in the NFL, it's a passing league. However, being an offensive lineman, you're also going to have to run block. And Jaimes is a guy who he's not an overpowering blocker. he's not going to take you and maul you and drive you down the field, move you off your spot. Instead, he's more of a positional blocker who wants to get you occupied and seal you off. But he does show a little bit of power into steering and turning defenders. So on this play against Iowa, he's going to attack at this right defensive end, and he's able to engage with him right here. But then he's going to use his right arm, that inside arm, and he's going to be able to turn the defender enough and then get his body in there to seal it off. So if this was a zone read, if this guy would have gotten the ball, look at that running lane that was open right there. And that's all because Jaimes has that ability to turn and move defenders just enough, not driving them off the ball, but just enough to turn them and position his body to create that running lane. Now, overall, Brenden Jaimes is a solid NFL prospect for an offensive lineman. You look at him, can he play tackle, can he play guard? I think his position flexibility is really going to make him appealing to a variety of NFL teams. Some teams could see him as a solid backup offensive tackle who could be a spot starter, fill-in guy, can swing, play left and right tackle, and I think he could fill in and be a solid, backup. But I think his best position is going to be in at guard. And he, at his pro day, was taking snaps, so some teams are looking at him as a center. I think, he worked at right guard at the Senior Bowl. I kind of think that left guard position is going to be where he's best suited. I think at the Senior Bowl, when he played left tackle, he played better than when he played right tackle. So I think if you just slide him into that left guard position, that's where he's going to have his best success. And I think his ability to short set, his ability to turn guys, I think that's going to be his best spot. And I think his projection of how he fits in the NFL could be very similar to former Nebraska left tackle Alex Lewis. Alex Lewis was drafted in the 4th round by the Baltimore Ravens. They started him at right tackle initially, started a year or so there, and then got moved into left guard, played well there, ended up signing with the New York Giants, and he was a solid starter for the Giants. He's not going to be an All-Pro or a Pro Bowl, but he is a solid starter, and I think Jaimes can his career path can follow that. I don't think him and Alex Lewis stylistically are the same, but kind of career path, I think that's the route that Jaimes can go. But his ability to play potentially all 5 positions, NFL teams only dress 7 offensive linemen usually, so you want those guys that can kind of fill in at different positions. And so I think him being at the Senior Bowl, where that's the only time teams got to see people in person, seeing him there, his position versatility, I think he's a guy that's going to go off in the 5th round. Could go a little bit earlier, could potentially slide later, but I think with what he's shown on tape, what he was able to show at the Senior Bowl, I think that 5th round is a great spot for him, and I think Brenden Jaimes has got a potential to have a nice little run in the NFL as a potential starting offensive lineman.